Today we are going to learn the difference between denotation and connotation and how to use them to make our English more natural.
Yes, we will show easy examples and talk about why word choice matters in meaning and feeling.
Let's start with denotation. That is the basic dictionary meaning of a word. For example, the word home denotes a place where someone lives. It is a neutral fact.
Right. And connotation is the feeling or idea that a word brings with it beyond that basic meaning. Using home instead of house can sound warmer or more personal.
So if I say he bought a house, it tells the fact. If I say he found a home, it suggests comfort and belonging. That difference is connotation.
Good. Let's give a pair of words that have the same denotation but different connotations. Slim and skinny both refer to someone who is not fat. Denotatively, they describe a thin body, but connotation changes. Slim usually sounds positive or healthy, while skinny can sound negative or too thin.
Another pair, childlike and childish. Both relate to qualities of a child. Childlike has a positive connotation of innocence or wonder. Childish has a negative connotation, meaning immature behavior.
So learners must watch out. Two words can mean the same thing in dictionary terms, but give very different impressions. That's why understanding connotation helps you choose the right word for the situation.
Let's try more examples. The word cheap denotes low cost, but its connotation can be negative, implying poor quality. If you want a neutral or positive sense, you might say affordable instead.
Yes. Or compare stubborn and determined. Both describe someone who does not change easily, but stubborn feels negative, like unreasonable, while determined feels positive, like focused and strong.
We can also look at emotion in news or stories. If a reporter calls a protest a riot, the denotation is a public disturbance, but the connotation leans toward chaos and violence. If the reporter calls it a demonstration, the denotation is a public gathering to express views, and the connotation is more peaceful.
That example shows how connotation can influence opinion. Word choice can make the same event sound different in people's minds.
Let's explain how to figure out a word's connotation. First, read or listen to the word in different sentences. See how people react. You also can check if it appears more often with positive or negative descriptions.
Another quick tip. Think about who is speaking and the audience. A word that is fine among friends might carry a different connotation in a professional email. For instance, calling someone cheap in a casual chat can offend, but saying cost-effective in a business report is neutral or positive.
We should also talk about changing connotation with tone or context. The same word can feel different depending on how you say it or what comes before and after.
Exactly. If you say, she's very confident, it sounds good. But if you say, she's very confident, with a sarcastic tone, the connotation might shift to something negative like overbearing.
Let's do a small practice. I will say a word and you tell me whether its connotation is mostly positive, negative, or neutral. First word, youthful.
Youthful has a positive connotation. It suggests energy and freshness. Denotatively, it means young or appearing young.
Good. Next, cheap.
That usually has a negative connotation unless clarified. People think of low quality or stinginess.
Next, slim.
Positive, healthy looking.
Now, nosy.
Negative, it means prying into others' business.
And finally, curious.
That is mostly positive, it means eager to learn or know.
Excellent. Now, I want to show how changing one word can change the whole message. Compare. He's an old man versus he's a senior gentleman. The denotation is similar, but the second has respect and politeness in its connotation.
Yes, or she's a bossy leader versus she's a strong leader. Bossy suggests controlling in a bad way, while strong suggests effective and confident.
We also have to warn about false friends words that sound like they carry a positive feeling, but actually have a surprising connotation. For example, frugal and stingy. Both mean careful with money, but frugal is positive, meaning wise with spending, while stingy is negative, meaning unwilling to share.
Good point. Another is childlike versus infantile. Childlike is positive. Infantile suggests immaturity in a bad sense.
Let's give viewers a simple method to choose. First, ask what exact message you want to send. Fact only or fact plus feeling. Then pick a word whose connotation matches that feeling. If unsure, check usage in example sentences or ask a native speaker.
Also, when editing your own writing, read it aloud. Sometimes the rhythm and combination of words will highlight if a connotation feels off.
We can't forget idioms and fixed expressions. Some have built-in connotations. For instance, a breath of fresh air denotes something new and pleasant with a strongly positive feeling built in.
And some phrases like the last straw carry a negative connotation of a final problem that causes breakdown, even if each word by itself seems mild.
Let's do a mini dialogue example. I will start. You know, the project manager is very picky.
I might respond, do you mean detail-oriented or difficult? That shows I am asking about connotation, because picky can sound negative, while detail-oriented sounds positive.
Exactly. Changing picky to detail-oriented can change how the listener feels about the manager.
Before we finish, one more useful pair. Cheap versus inexpensive. Both mean low cost. Inexpensive is neutral, and cheap might give a bad impression. So in a product description, use inexpensive if you want to avoid suggesting poor quality.
And if you want friendly warmth, choose words with positive connotations. For example, instead of saying someone is old, you can say experienced or seasoned.
We've also seen that some connotations vary by culture or region. A word positive in one place might feel different somewhere else. So if you speak with international listeners, be open to feedback about how your word choices come across.
That's a very good reminder. Today we learned the difference between denotation, the basic dictionary, meaning and connotation, the emotional or implied meaning of words.
We saw examples like slim versus skinny, childlike versus childish, and how changing words changes tone and impression. We practiced identifying positive, negative, and neutral connotations.
We also talked about checking context, tone, and how to pick the right word for the feeling you want to send.
Now you can use word choice more carefully to make your English clearer and more natural.